Health leaders are continuing to promote the benefits of getting the vaccine. Here's what the president had to say about it.
You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Now, that statement was made by President Biden last night at a town hall. We now turn to News4JAX consumer investigator Lauren Verno, who is putting that statement through the trust index. Lauren?
So, Tarek, we use the trust index in situations like these where we want to see if a claim is a claim as important as this one is true or not. So here's what the president specifically said about vaccinated people against the Delta variant.
One last thing that's really important is we're not in a position where we think that any virus, including the Delta virus, which is much more transmissible and more deadly in terms of unvaccinated people, the various shots that people are getting now cover that. You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Studies show that Pfizer and Moderna's vaccine are about 88% effective at protecting against specifically the Delta variant. But that's not 100%. The CDC says COVID-19 vaccines are effective. However, a small percentage of people who are fully vaccinated will still get COVID-19 if they are exposed to the virus that causes it. These are called vaccine breakthrough cases. Chad Nielsen is UF Health Director of Infectious Disease Control and Prevention. Here's his take on the president's statement.
I think it probably needs to read a little bit finer than that. It is still possible to get a COVID-19 infection if you have been fully vaccinated. However, your chances of getting a severe infection, severe hospitalization course, or mortality from COVID-19 is drastically reduced if you get the vaccines.
Today, the White House walking back on the president's comment.
Well, what the science says is that 97% of hospitalizations are people who are unvaccinated. So yes, there are cases of individuals who are vaccinated, to be absolutely clear, who do have gotten COVID. It is a very small percentage and a small number of people. And those cases, vast majority are asymptomatic, and they have minor symptoms, which means that you are largely protected. That was the point he was trying to make last night.
So on the trust index, we are going to mark President Biden's claims that vaccinated people cannot get COVID-19 as not true. While it is highly unlikely you will get COVID if you are vaccinated, there are still those rare breakthrough cases.